Hello, I'm Toby, certified professional horticulturist, coming at you from Venture Out Nursery on Whidbey Island. We're here today to talk about suckers. This is a smokebush, also known as Cotinus. Smokebushes are very vigorous growers that can be grown as multi-stem shrubs or as trees. So we have arborized this plant, and that means that we have limbed it up a bit and we're growing it as a tree. That's the arbor part, more than a shrub. So that's a little piece of info you need to know. So suckers, which is our topic for the day, suckers are shoots that the plant grows either from the base of its trunk, from the top of its crown roots, or from the root system in the ground. And depending on the kind of plant and the way you're growing it, suckers can be friend or foe. If it's something that is grafted to be a certain type of something, so like with a fruit tree, or a rose in particular, if you have a rose, it's grafted, you have whatever kind of rose you want for the flower up top, but it's very common for the rootstock to sucker. And so those shoots would not have the flowers you're looking for, so those suckers would be a problem and you would cut them off. In the case of our smokebush friend, the suckers could be a blessing or they could be a scourge. If we want to keep a very clean, open underneath and continue to grow this as a tree, which we do, then these are a problem because they're in the way of that goal. So because that's what we're doing here today, we're going to prune those off. If, however, your plant was declining because it was old on top, this is really common with lilacs, the plant will sucker generously from the bottom while the top gets old, and those suckers could be a gift because they could be the new generation of your plant, and you could cut out the big old woody trunks and let the suckers take over. So suckers are not always a problem. Sometimes they also arise because we've pruned too much from the plant. We've stimulated the vigor response that the plant will kick up because it's hungry and it needs more tissue to feed itself. So before you cut your suckers, ask yourself about your plant. Why is it suckering? Does it need those suckers? What is the future of your plant? How are you growing it? Will you be sad if you cut those suckers away? Those are kind of evaluation questions you need to ask yourself before you prune. But because we see lots of top vigor in our smokebush here, and even though it's got old chunky wood, it responded well when we cut it and it grew up, and we want to keep this open underneath so that we can put a lot of plants for sale underneath, quite honestly, we're going to cut those suckers away. And the way you do that is you just make a nice thinning cut, as good as you can make. Sometimes it's hard with suckers, and you just cut them off using a nice sharp pair of bypass pruners, which have the curved blade that actually slice tissue, and we just cut them away as best we can, and we'll get a saw for this old sucker that wasn't cut. Thanks for watching. I hope that helps you decide whether or not you need to get rid of the suckers on your plants. Happy pruning.